Hi, this is Richard Black, and this is part 2 of a 2-part series on making a pommel holster that goes over the saddle horn. In part 1, we've completed the pattern for our holster. This is for a 45 revolver. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. So let's take our pattern that we made, and we'll bring a piece of leather in that I had in the... Okay, we bring our piece of leather in, and let's get our pattern, and we'll take it apart, and you go ahead and lay it out onto the leather. For the holster part, you want the good side of the leather up, so make sure you lay it out there correctly and not turn it over on the inside. So we'll lay it out like this. This is the way also you would do your patterns for saddles or anything else. And we'll go ahead and we'll trace it out onto the leather. I don't like to waste leather, so I try to use as much area as I can. And we'll go ahead and we'll cut this out. Okay, the next step I like to do is get my adjustable creaser for my edge. I'm going to go around the edge. That's going to dictate my sewing line. I'm going to do it on all 3 pieces. Okay, I put a sew line around all 3 pieces. At this point, I'm going to get my wing dividers. I'm going to create my stamp line. The stamp line is going to be inside of the sew line, depending on how much I would like to go. At this point, I'd probably just go maybe a little more than 1/8 of an inch inside. Now this is going to be folded like this, so all I need is my stamp line is to go from halfway all the way to halfway to here, and on the back side we'll go all the way around, and on the leather retainer we'll go on both sides. So let's go ahead and start with that, and I'm creating a line. This is going to be my stamp line. I did dampen this leather a little before I started because it was kind of curly and I wanted it to lay flat, so that's why you'll see the difference of the colors here. Alright, at this point we're going to take it over to our stamping table, and we're going to pick some stamps out, and we'll go ahead and do a nice pattern around it to give it a nice accent. Okay, here we are at the stamping table, and I'm going to use just 2 stamps here. One's a scalloped edge, another one's just a like a little sunburst. As you can see, we're just going to alternate them as we go across our line. Give yourself a nice solid surface. Okay, we're back at the working table, and go ahead and get your edge beveler. I use like a number 2 most of the time. Go ahead and strop it a few times. Okay, there we go. We have all our edges burnished. We have our 3 pieces completed in that sense. Now we're going to go to the dyeing table and let's put a color on it. We're at the dyeing table and we're going to, on this pommel holster, I'm going to use a EcoFlow Professional Water Stain, and it's going to be a tan. We'll go ahead and we're going to stain both sides of it. Make sure you get deep into the grooves on this. Okay, I took this to the burnishing wheel and finished that off. It's nice and slick now. We're going to start working about putting this on and putting the leather retainer on the strip. This also is the trigger retainer that I'm going to put on the back side. But first we're going to go ahead and cut the slit. Okay, that looks good. Okay, that'll lay on there about like that. So we'll go ahead and hold that in place. And we'll make Alright, that'll work fine, and go ahead and cut off the excess on here. To do a little different, instead of sewing this, I'm going to put some of these rivets in there. So I'm going to go ahead and make myself a couple holes here, probably 3 holes, and do these rivets. Put 3 of them on there. Okay, here's the tool. There we go. Okay, at this point we're going to spray some water in here, and then we'll form it to our pistol. Okay, at this point we're ready to kind of form our holster to our revolver. And what I'm going to do is just get a little spray bottle and spray the inside. Let that soak in a minute. And go ahead and put your revolver in there. And you can kind of form to it. Okay, this has had a chance to set up for a while, so we'll go ahead and take it out. See, it's a nice form on there. And one other thing, last thing we have to do here is to put a hole through the bottom of the holster and through the bottom of the back part there. This will be our tie down with the lace onto our saddle. So what I like to do here is just give me a piece of wood, and I'll go ahead and put it in there, turn it over, and get my hole punch, and I'll go ahead and punch me a hole in. Okay, we'll put this down and we'll go ahead and make a mark on the back side right there. We'll get our hole punch. There we go. Now to cinch this, the old trick of tying down, where these two come together and tight, go ahead and make a slit in the back wide enough. Then take the top one again and let's make a slit in the bottom. Now take the top and pass that through. There you go, and it makes a nice little knot there, and you can use this and trim it however long you need it for your saddle. Go ahead and put our revolver back in. There's the first one that I made to give you an example, and this is the one we just completed. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and happy leathering. This is Richard Black.